Horrible news. Here we go. We back. What's up, everyone? Excited to see everyone, and I'm sorry for this horrible start. What's up, Coach Reef? Nice to see you on my live stream. Medals PHP, nice to see you. Canada Raz. Can you hear me? Now it's good, right? Here we go. Here we go. Project Cooper, what's up? Pedestral, nice to see you. CW, what's up, dude? Teddy, what's up, dude? Today we have an exciting live stream chat. And I was just saying that this week we already have 4 live streams, and it's awesome, man. Awesome to have 4 live streams already. Today we have 2 topics, okay? 2 amazing topics. One of them literally just dropped, and I'm excited to dive into it. All right, so what we have to do today, we have 2 things, chat. 2 things, okay? Thing number 1, the state of PHP just came out, so I want to dive into it and understand a little bit what are the PHP choices in 2025. That's the thing number 1. Thing number 2, which is probably the most exciting one, is that PHP literally just got a new URI extension. Okay, a new URI extension, and I want to dive into it. I want to use it actually locally, so I've set up PHP Storm so I can use that extension locally. And apparently comes embedded in PHP, so you just get it. If you migrate to PHP 8.5, you will get that extension. So we are going to use it today as well, okay? Which is funny because Taylor Otwell literally developed an helper to work with URI, an object URI, but now we have this natively on PHP. So I want to see if it's the same thing. If it's not the same thing, I want to kind of dive into the reasoning behind this. But yeah, it's merged and it will be on PHP 8.5. So we have a few things to talk about before I jump into that. But before we do that, I want to see and I want to hear how you guys are doing today. Did you guys have a good week so far? It's Friday, tomorrow weekend already. So, you know, excited to know what you guys have been up to. Siggy, what's up? Nice to see you. Tirak, what's up, man? Nice to see you as well. But yeah, let's, before we do that, actually, there is probably news to talk about. Let me see. Yeah, there is news to talk about. So, Ashley Hindle, which is a colleague of mine, just dropped a video about how to work with MCPs in Laravel. So, I'm going to send you this video and put a like on this video if you guys can, okay? So, here we go. That's the thing number 1 here. Thing number 2, I also made a video yesterday. Call it the state of web frameworks in 2025. Basically, I have ranked every single framework that is in the world into my own tier list. So if you guys want to hear me literally categorizing every single framework in the planet into something really cool, this is a video for you, okay? So the video came out yesterday, but I'm going to send you. And if you guys enjoyed the video, always drop that like as usual, okay? Okay. Peter Stroll is saying the following: got my first pull request accepted for an open source project. Dude, congratulations. That's huge. Okay? That's absolutely huge. Congratulations, man. I'm happy about you, man. I'm proud about you too, man. Big City is saying, just subscribe to his channel. Thank you, man. Roberts is saying the following: I was working for a whole week on Xdebug and testing cookbook, past included. Good docs take a lot of time. Oh, you actually making like a book or something like that? That's crazy, dude. The percentage of people in the world that actually manage to write a book is absolutely small. So if you are doing that, congratulations. I'm happy for you. The Code Drift is saying the following about the C tier jQuery. So jQuery, I think it's on the B tier, actually, okay? People were begging for it, man. On this live stream, we had about 150 people, and everyone was literally wanting jQuery in the first position, which is absolutely crazy, okay? Chat. That being said, before we jump into the actual purpose of the live stream, let's say thanks to our sponsors. Laracast.com, the best place to learn Laravel development, of course. CodeRabbit, the software as a service that literally reviews pull requests for you. We are using it already. You guys know that. Devin, the AI software engineer. You can delegate tasks to Devin. Devin will just get them done. Check them out. Obviously, Redberry International, one of the best digital agencies out there to work with Laravel and Vue.js and native PHP, of course, as well. The best way of doing native PHP development using PHP, which is absolutely crazy. And, of course, JetBrains, PHP Storm, the best editor in the world. Thanks to our sponsors for making my dream come true. What else we have? This is done. This is done. My Twitter keeps open. This stays here as well. Today on this live stream, we have 2 parts. Part number 1, we are going to dive into the state of PHP in 2025. Part number 2, we are going to see this brand new feature that just dropped on the PHP world. Okay? Just literally dropped on the PHP world, and we are going to dive into this. Is a new feature of PHP 8.5. Okay. Devs buddy, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. Jose, hello, man. Thanks for saying hi. How you doing? Robert is saying, I wish it was a book, but it's more like a receipt book for my colleagues. That's interesting, man. It's still a great idea, man. It's still a great idea, so still congratulations, man. It's format as a book. The Code Drift is saying you are forgiven. Thank you, man. By the way, I really appreciate you and like your live streams. Thanks for coming today. Hey, Adrian, what's up, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi, man. You need to come to my live stream, dude. But you need a microphone, man. You cannot come with your AirPods. That won't work, man. That won't work, man. Hey, Medels, what's up, man? Nice to see you. All right, let's dive into the state of PHP in 2025. We're going to very likely skip the boring stuff, okay? So if there is questions like, you know, what is your age or whatever, we don't care about that. We're going to dive into the really interesting stuff, okay? So the state of PHP in 2025 examines how developers use, prefer, or rely on PHP, showing how this long-standing web language continues to modernize through new frameworks, improving tool, and AI-assisted workflows. And I think like everyone here on the stream knows how I am biased towards PHP and how PHP have evolved during the years. You guys know the quality of PHP today, and today we are going to kind of understand what is the state of PHP in 2025. I have already seen this, and I'm going to be honest with you, and today I'm going to express my opinions on this report, okay? So apparently, close to 2,000 people have participated on this survey. One surprising thing is that around 12 people are from Japan. 12%, I'm sorry. 12% of these people are from Japan, which I have literally no idea how something like this can happen. Unless the survey got translated, which I assume it was the case. Still, 12% is kind of crazy. Okay? Okay. What else we have here? Baba boom. This is stuff that we don't care about, basically. Okay, this is stuff that we don't care about. Yeah, this is the boring stuff. This is the interesting one, or one of the many first interesting ones, which is which version of PHP do you use regularly? And we see that we have PHP 8.x being used by 89% of the people, or 89% of the PHP developers. Now, this is mainly due the fact that the PHP Foundation and the PHP internals have made PHP breaking changes kind of non-existent, which is one of the things I really appreciate about PHP internals is that they made upgrades very easy. Do you guys remember the last time you had to deal with breaking changes on PHP? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really happen, ever, which is absolutely awesome. PHP internals, they make the PHP upgrades really easy, and for that reason, we need to give them props, okay? So let me know what you guys think about this particular stat. In my opinion, it's an easy stat to consume. We are just getting nice upgrades on PHP and done in a very easy way. And putting this in perspective against something like TypeScript, for example, and JavaScript, it's kind of difficult to migrate an existing code base to TypeScript, or nearly impossible, unless you have a lot of work in front of you. However, it's kind of easy to migrate a non-typed code base in PHP to a typed code base in PHP 8.4, for example. So for that reason, I think I'm happy about the team we have working on the internals, okay? Let me know what you think, chat. I'm happy about this and moving forward. PHP frameworks and CMSs, and here we have Laravel on the lead, but also Laravel getting literally 64% of the people using PHP. And we went from 50 to 58 to 61 and now 64, meaning that literally Laravel is being adopted by the majority of PHP developers, and that makes me really happy. Obviously, Laravel's marketing strategy is just huge when comparison with something else. So we have Laracons all over the place, Laravel live events all over the place, Laravel meetups. We are active on social media. We have Laravel content creators. Like, all this counts towards literally putting people towards a framework. And hopefully in the future, we are going to have way more PHP content creators, so we can have PHP also growing against other languages, not only the framework within the language itself. Gino Sony, what's up? Nice to see you. Welcome to the live stream. And, maybe I will see you soon on Laracon Live, Laracon India. We never know. We never know. That being said, Obviously, we see also an increase in WordPress, which, on WordPress, I would expect this number to be way higher, but we are getting WordPress with 25%, which, I think this number is just not correct. There is a lot of WordPress developers, like there is a lot of Magento and Joomla developers. A decrease on CodeIgniter in the E framework does not surprise me. These frameworks are kind of, let's just put it correctly, they're kind of dying a little bit. They have a loyal audience in their sites, but, they just lack of modern features, modern APIs. So for that reason, they are kind of slowly dying. What else we have? So this is the basically the state of PHP frameworks and CMSs in the PHP world. We do have a quote from Taylor Otwell. We are thrilled to see Laravel adoption continue to grow, driven by innovations like Laravel Cloud and AI integrations such as Laravel Boost and MCP. Laravel remains focused on providing comprehensive, modern, full-stack solutions that makes PHP development more productive and accessible than ever. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. They are old is saying Canada Raz when referring to CodeIgniter in E framework. Soundrill is saying the following. Most WordPress developers are not using WYSEHI in the plugins to achieve it what they want, and not actual development. Oh, I know what you mean. You were saying is that, PHP WordPress developers don't even have access to this kind of service because they're not developers to begin with. They are kind of, WordPress developers only. Let's put it this way. Trippy Show is saying the following, maybe less WordPress developers using an IDE like PHP Storm. Great point. Great point. They don't even need any code editor. I do agree with you. The code drift is saying the following. It could be that the regularity part. A lot of agencies use WordPress. Yeah, I am familiar that WordPress, Joomla, and Magento, they are just huge on the PHP ecosystem. Okay, they're absolutely huge. And for that reason, I would expect those numbers to be way higher. Okay, chat, I want to introduce another topic, which is very interesting, is that if you own a library, if you own a framework, or anything that can have adoption, make sure AI works really great with your tool. And I think like one of the many things that will make Laravel even more popular in the future is how AI tools are able to generate accurate Laravel code. Okay, this will be massive. Probably one of the reasons why React keeps getting more people, it's because these tools like Cloud Code and also Juni, they can generate React code like never before. They can literally just generate an entire app in React, and it really just works, okay? Soonreal is saying the following, if you own a PHP framework, that gets huge. You get a Lambo. Well, I do have my own PHP framework. It's not a web framework. It's a testing framework. It's currently the second most popular one, and it does get me some money, but not a Lambo. Trippy Show, thank you so much for the subscription on Prime. I really appreciate your support, dude. Tony is saying the following, hi Nuno, you look bigger today. Do I? Well, the webcam looks a little bit bigger than usual because I have a new scene right now called Reading, which makes me a little bit bigger, so we have a little bit more space to talk with each other. Exter is saying the following, finally caught you live. Welcome to my live stream. Nice to see you. I've seen you on Twitter, but not here. Welcome to my live stream. I hope you have fun. That being said, yeah, so this is the state of PHP. Again, AI being super important on making framework adoption on the PHP world. Let's dive all the way down. Let me just open this real quick. Here we go. On my beautiful phone, we have about 50 people on YouTube, but only 20 likes. YouTube people, go all the way down and put like on that video, on my video. That's super important. By the way, chat, while we are talking about YouTube, I just have released my new YouTube video. Call it the Ultimate Web Frameworks Tier List. And what I do on this video is that I classify every single framework in the world on this tier list. We talk about Laravel, React, Livewire, Symfony, Rails, Svelte, Vue, all the frameworks you can think about. They are categorized, including jQuery. So if you guys enjoy my content, go to this video and put like on this video too. Let's go all the way down. And so we don't care about this. This is literally editors and things like that. I think we can question you guys. So this editor, this stats says the following. It says that about 70% of the people are using PHP Storm and only 20% are using VS Code. Write on the chat, which editor are you using currently? I'm going to be honest with you. I use PHP Storm every single time, but I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear what do you guys use in 2025, you know? And I can, you know, I really feel that it's not 68%, even though I do believe that PHP Storm is indeed the best editor for at least PHP development, okay? So as you guys can see, a lot of people here saying things like VS Code, Z, Cursor, PHP Storm as well, VS Code again, a lot of people saying PHP Storm on the YouTube side too, Z as well. A lot of people talk about Z. I have never used Z in my life. I have little no idea what is Z, man. But I need to try Z because it looks awesome. NPP, what is that, dude? What is that? But I've never tried Z. No, it looks awesome though, you know. Past may not get the Lambo, but it's still a delivery car. Yeah, I have made enough money from past PHP to buy a car, so not a Lambo though. Oh my God, VS Code, Notepad++, dude. Notepad++ is the OG of development. Tell me you are not using that though in 2025. Oh, it is. Oh shit. Oh, even on Twitch, people are using Notepad++. You guys are crazy, man. Like honestly, what are you guys are thinking about? What is this? We don't care about this. We don't care about... Ooh, we do care about this, chat. We do care about this. About 60% of the PHP developers are debugging things using DD. If you're not familiar what is DD, it's the equivalent of console log on the JavaScript world. Basically allows you to print the variable information to the console. Instead of using a real debugger, which in the PHP space is Xdebugger, and it might be called on the JavaScript world something else, which I don't know what it is. Regardless, how you debug PHP applications, I'm going to be honest, I do debug PHP applications using DD. And we do have a DD macro on Twitch. Call it !DD, the best debugger. Here we go. Here we go. Medals PHP is saying that I use DD too. Of course, man. I think like a lot of people here use DD, but a lot of people too use Xdebug. 40% I would be surprised though. But, you know, we never know. We never know, chat. We never know. So Canada Rise is saying it uses DD all the time. Tony is trying to use a Twitch macro over there. It doesn't work, man. That's YouTube, man. That's only on Twitch. Adrian is saying it depends what you want to debug. I don't know, man. I mean, for me, it doesn't depend on anything. I just DD all the way down, man. All the way down. DD is maybe for developers who are not using Laravel. No, I think there is Laravel developers using DD, just not me. Brent Rose is saying the following. The Xdebug usage seems to be pretty stable through the years and across several surveys, between 30 and 35%. I will definitely still do my fair share of DD and log for debugging. There are times where I even debugger at the end in knowing by and yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Xdebug. That being said, let's jump into the testing part. Here we go. Do you know who is this dude? This beautiful dude? This was the time when I had the nice profile picture, you know. This is the time that I have a nice profile picture. Not anymore, chat. Not anymore. That being said, we have here the state of PHP frameworks in 2025 on the PHP world. And we have a small increase in adoption of past PHP. Went from 3% to 70%, which is a 5% increase. For that reason, everyone clapping for past PHP. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Let's clap for past PHP. A nice 5% adoption. A framework that I have created but also maintained with you guys here on the live stream. So we got a nice 5% adoption, okay? It's kind of crazy then when you think about 20%, okay? 20% means the following. Means that if you exclude the people who don't write tests, okay? If you exclude this, it's almost like 4 out of 10 people are using past PHP at the moment, which is absolutely insane. You know, I knew like when I first built a POC of past, I knew it was good because I was using it all the time, but I would never thought that would just become this big, honestly, in just a couple of years. Honestly, it's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you so much for the clapping, chat. You guys are absolutely awesome. Moving forward, let's see what I have written about past PHP on my own language. I'm super happy to see more and more people choosing Past as their go-to testing framework. The growth in this year's survey really reflects the quality of our recent releases. Since the survey, meaning that the survey was made prior to Past 4, which introduces test sharding, profanity checking, the revolutionary browser testing, having proper browser testing in the PHP world will truly be game changer, so I expect adoption to increase even more next year. I do agree with this. I do agree with this. Next up is additional code quality tools you use regularly. And of course, PHP Stan raising the bar. I think everyone here in the chat is using PHP Storm, right? Can you type yes if you are using PHP Stan? And no if you are not using PHP Stan? I think everyone is using PHP Stan, right? Everyone is using PHP Stan. Can we just agree on that? Wait, what? Agent, you do use PHP Stan. Stop fucking with me, dude. Come on, man. Come on. AJ Space 007, first time chat. My name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, streaming about PHP and Laravel every single day. If you guys love my content, please go to this video, watch this new video I have published about the top tier web framework list, and put the like on this new YouTube video. How about Pint? Well, that's a good question. That's something I had to comment about this state of PHP in 2025, is that they haven't put it Pint here. I don't think it's, it's discussable if it's fair or not. You guys let me know, okay? So obviously Pint is built on top of PHP CS Fixer, okay? So a lot of, let's say, 95% of Pint, if not more, is PHP CS Fixer, okay? And Pint is really just this wrapper that just calls PHP CS Fixer with a predefined configuration on top of a few things here and there, So do you guys think it's fair to have Pint on this list? I probably think it is, but you guys let me know. What I have seen, though, is that on packages, Pint has more downloads now as PHP CS Fixer daily, more daily downloads than PHP CS Fixer. However, PHP CS Fixer gets bundled within Pint. So in theory, those downloads of Pint should have counted to the PHP CS Fixer too. Canada is saying that Past is built on top of PHP Unit. No? Well, it's a little bit different because it includes PHP Unit, but contains way more. It contains a lot of code that makes Past unique, So a lot of people saying that Pint should be there too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I kind of agree, I guess. But, yeah, it's probably why we see a decrease on PHP CS Fixer here, to be honest. We see a decrease on PHP CS Fixer. We also see a decrease on PHP Code Sniffer. And Pint is not even here. Pint, or is it just 9% thing here? I don't know. PHP Insights, I have developed this tool. I don't know why and how people are using it still, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, let's go down. Adoption of AI. I don't care about this. Do I care about this? I think everyone is using AI at the moment, so I don't think we care about this. Well, which AI are you using today? Why we don't see Cloud Code here? That's crazy. Coding agents, ecosystem highlights, ba. What is this? We don't care about this. We don't care about this. Yeah, I think it's worth to talk about just which AI tools are you using today with PHP. That's worth to talk about. So currently, if you guys have to scaffold the feature, which AI tool do you use? Do you use Cloud Code? Do you use things like GitHub Copilot or something else? I use Cloud Code all the time, like literally 3 sessions of Cloud Code, open it all the time. That's what I use. No Katiz is saying the following, still about the Pint discussion. I don't think Pint should be there. Pint is just a wrapper. Passing the other end have tons of unique functionality that is distinct from PHP Unit. Yeah, maybe I agree with you. I'm like a 50-50 at the moment, you know what I mean? Exter Kruk, oh my god, your name is tough to say, is using Juni for now. Victor Sanchez is saying Pint and Larastan are similar. Yeah, maybe I agree with you. They are just a rule of collections by default. Pass is a little bit different. I may agree with you. GitHub Copilot is what some people are using. Apparently, a lot of people. someone copy pastes. I don't think you should do that, by the way. I think you should just rely on integrated tools that literally go to your code and change it instead of copy pasting all the time. Bruno's is saying the following: I'm testing Windsurf within PHP Storm plugin. It has some bugs. Yeah, man, just go to Cloud Code. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cloud Code is just a beast at the moment. A beast. Trippy Show is saying the following: oh, in open code running the local model. Open code is awesome, by the way. Open code is awesome. We might see some open code content here on the channel in the future. Medals PHP is saying the following: I use Cursor with Cloud Code. Well, I use PHP Storm with Cloud Code. So you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Eden, what's up? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. But yeah, so I use Cloud Code. I'm surprised to see ChatGPT here so high. I'm gonna be honest. ChatGPT is not, it's not for developers. It's basically what regular human beings use, but not for development-related activities, I think. Let's see what Ashley has to say. AI is here to stay. It's great to see the increased adoption of AI overall and the drop of ChatGPT usage in favor of more specialized tooling. We can expect more of this moving forward with new tools entering the scene. Yeah, I think we are going to see a lot of this, man. Honestly, a lot of this. So this is the state of PHP in 2025. Chat, I'm going to send you the article. In the next step is that we are going to jump into a new PHP 8.5 feature, okay? PHP 8.5. So let's first, before doing that, let's first showing you something, okay? Showing you something really important, which is I have made a video about PHP 8.5, okay? I'm going to send you this video. This is a full review of PHP 8.5 if you guys are interested to see the features, the new features of PHP 8.5. This is one of my top videos on the channel, so it's super highly entertaining. It's 60 minutes of nice content about PHP 8.5. However, since PHP 8. This video, we got a new feature that will be introduced on the new release of PHP 8.5. So we are going to talk about this today. Before we're doing this, let's talk about the release date of PHP 8.5, and I do have exciting news for you. Let's click here on the maybe this, I guess. What we have here. Oh, nice. Okay, so today is 17 October, which means that we are close to the release candidate number 3. Okay. Then we have another release candidate number 4 on November 6, and finally the GA coming on November 20. We are going to have a special event on the release day of PHP, on the actual release day of PHP, which is planned to 20 November. We are going to have a special day here. Okay, I want to do a full day about PHP 8.5. Brand Rose will come, so a developer at PHP Storm, but also the creator of Tempest PHP. He will come to the channel, and we are going to have a nice full day about PHP 8.5. That will be an awesome day, chat. An awesome day. By the way, we have 84 people on YouTube, but only 35 likes. Come on, YouTube people. Go all the way down and put like on this video. We're going to have a full day about PHP 8.5. Brand Rose will come, and I have huge plans. I want to have potentially 20 minutes of Taylor Otwell, potentially 20 minutes of Rasmus. I want to invite all these people so we can have a nice day about celebrating PHP 8.5, okay? So, about PHP 8.5 still, we talked about the new features coming to PHP 8.5, which are on that video I just sent to you, including the pipe operator, which allows you to do things like this. And real quick, have you guys seen already the pipe operator? And if yes, what do you think about this feature? A lot of people are very confused about the pipe operator because they don't see it as a more readable way of writing this code. So they kind of still prefer to write the code in the way it was before. What I can tell you is that this kind of API or this kind of syntax will take a little bit to sink in, but after a few days, you will just, be happy with it. Same goes with every new PHP feature. We are very skeptic as PHP developers. Takes a little bit to sink in, but then it gets a little bit easier. Okay, I promise you that. So we have the pipe operator and many other things that we cover on my YouTube channel. Now, today we are going to dive into a new feature. Okay, it's called the new URI extension. Okay, we have seen that Taylor Otwell actually contributed to the Laravel framework with a Laravel specific class to deal with URIs. However, we are going to have this natively on PHP 8.5. So let's read this all together to see what it's about. PHP is this new URI extension, an open source story of success. URLs are fundamental building block of the web. On that we can agree. And for us developers, there are two main standards. Nice. Why change it and why it was needed? Despite the importance of placing correct parsing URLs, PHP did not include any standards compliant parser within the standard library for the longest time. That is this parse URL. Oh, I know, this is like crap. It's the existing parse URL function, which is literally like crap. When you see an API that can return this, it's instantly crap, okay? Typically, and I'm going to be honest with you, man, if you have an API that then have more than one return type, it's typically crap, okay? Typically crap. Do not ever return more than one type. It's typically bad, chat, and this might be controversial, but typically it's bad. It means bad design, basically, okay? It means bad design. Same goes with arguments, chat. Same goes with arguments. If you can accept the entire world, no good, huh? No good. So this is what we had before, okay? You would provide an URL, and then you would get like 5 different types, and you have to deal with all of them. And when you're using something like PHP standard, it would just be a nightmare. So if I were to provide example.com and then this entire thing, I would have host, the port, and the path, which is kind of okay-ish. Let's just copy this and use this in our PHP Storm editor, okay? So if I were to do this, I guess the outcome is kind of predictable. Here we go. The same one we saw on the article. Okay, chat? Oh, okay. Now, PHP 8.5 is introducing a new API. Okay, this changes with PHP 8.5. Going forward, PHP will include standards compliant parsers for both RFCs 3986 and this one, which I don't manage to pronounce. It's always part of its standard library, meaning that it just comes by default with PHP 8.5. You don't have to do any composer require, or you don't have to include any extension. And then to use it, you just have to type this. Okay, so let's just copy this and let's actually use this all together. I'm going to copy this use URI, okay, all the way top, and let's actually start with this example. So instead of doing this, what I will do is the following. I'm going to type URI equals to new URI and provide this example.com, and I want to see what I do get outside of this auto completion. Now, one really cool thing about PHP Storm is that this is a PHP 8.5 extension, but it's already available on PHP Storm. That's good, huh, chat? That's good. And definitely saying the following: multiple return times from one function is crazy. I know, man. I know. And we see a lot of PHP developers doing this. Which is no good, huh? No good, chat. Huh? No good. Annoying is saying the following: that was just an example. I guess that language features should be there regardless. I agree, man. I totally agree with you. Annoying Little is saying the following, still about the pipe operator, that using EC word string to lower just as chain functions is just much more difficult to read than the pipe operator. I kind of agree with you, I guess. A lot of people don't, but I do agree with you. Mo is saying the following: as a PHP beginner, should I start with PHP Storm or VS Code? I think you should start with PHP Storm. It's free for students. Agent is saying Laravel factories can return a collection or a single model. Yeah, man. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but that's just the reality. That being said, let's start using this. So what we can do here, oh, nice. So first of all, we can mutate the original object with different things, okay? So I assume I can just type to string, nice. So I can just type this, and I will see the entire thing, beautiful. But I can also mutate the object by doing something like with host, and then saying something like laravel.com. What happens if I do this? Oh, that feels weird though. So we had this double slash, but you don't have it anymore. That's interesting. Well, regardless, it's working, I guess. I have one question though. If I have URI A, which is this, in the B, are these two different objects? Because it would be kind of cool to have them as immutable. And let's see. So it's AAA equals to UREB. It's false, so different objects. So this mutates the original object. That's interesting. That's a good thing, actually. Okay. Immutability by default, chat. If you guys don't know, immutability is one of the many things that I do love in software. And this is a proof that this with basically, it's kind of creating a new object from this, a new instance from this function, okay? Not mutating the original one, which is good. I'm definitely saying that about Laravel factories is still better than returning bool string int and null. On that, we do agree, man. Okay, so obviously we can mutate the instance, not mutate, but create a new instance with different arguments like host, path, fragment, port, query, schema, and user info. What is user info? Oh, it's literally user info. Yeah, that's right, user info for the win. What else we have here? We can get stuff from the array object. Oh, nice. We can get the host, for example. So what is the scheme, though? Like, if there is no scheme, what happens if I do this? Will I get anything? That's the question, chat. That's literally the question. Will I get anything, really? I get null. Okay. I think this should just default for something. Like, why the fuck are we not just, why null? So get scheme can return null in a string? Okay. Well, I would kind of expect this to just return HTTPS because it's the best. Why are you saying it's the best? Elaborate a little bit. Elaborate a little bit. By the way, chat, did you ever got the need to work with URIs? I have literally never, well, maybe I had once or twice, but not, not every single time. That's for sure. Not every single time. That's for sure. 1,000% sure. Okay, so we can get stuff out of it for sure. What is get row host? What is the difference between get host and get raw host? That's a good question. That's actually a very good question. Let's see. Let me type var dump beautifully like that, and now type this. Can I get the raw part too? Oh no, I cannot. But I can get host and get raw host. Yeah, pretty much everyone never had the need of working with RIs. Yeah, I don't think everyone had. I honestly think that should. Do you guys even agree that this should have been part of the language? It's a good question. Which is a good question. Type on the chat, yes, if you agree that this is actually a good addition to the language, meaning that it should have been part of the language to begin with, it should not be a package, for example, and it should just be by default on PHP. Or type no, if you think that this could have been provided as an open source package. Let me know what you think. Try raw host with www.example.php. That's a good question. So let's type this. Now we get null twice. Like, what the fuck? Jefferson Ferreira and Refresh are saying yes, it should have been on the language, and Refresh even thought that this would have been on the language already. Interesting. So we are getting null out of this which is just weird, I think. So if I do this, I would swear that I have seen something. Oh, we had HTTP, that's why. Okay, so if I do this get null, if I get HTTP, I get something. Interesting. Do we have anything to just is valid, to literally validate the thing? Can I validate somehow? There is any open source, there is any actually RFC for this, or it's just there? RFC, here we go. So do we have a validate method? Oh, it's called parse, I think. Wait, can I call the parse statically? Because that would be cool. Oh, I can. Wait a second, chat. Maybe I was not using this correctly. Okay, so let's actually, so this receives the string, I assume, right? Yes, cool. So let's actually give this to this. Like that. And now let's receive the RI. Okay, beautiful. So we need to understand the difference, though. What is the difference between parse and... Oh, wait, what? We can provide as a reference an errors array? Okay, this is really confusing. So if I do this, this works, like, right? What happens if I do this? Like, if I just provide something really gibberish, like Nuno, nation with spaces and everything like that. I get null. Why I get null? Why doesn't this throw an exception or something like that? Oh my god. I'm confused, chat. I'm confused. So the parse will... Yeah, I would expect this exception to be thrown. I'm a little bit confused. I'm missing something for sure. I'm 100% missing something. You should not even create the... Yeah, it should not even move forward. Yeah, we do agree on that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Let's stop right here, chat. Let's stop right here. Okay. This is really confusing, chat. This should have been the other way around. So apparently, if I try to create an object using its constructor, this will throw an exception. Okay. Throws exception. This returns null. I really believe that this should have been the other way around. Okay, I really believe that this should have been the other way around. Honestly, this should not throw an exception. This should throw an exception. On constructors, you want the least minimal behavior as possible. You want the constructors to be as most smooth as possible, not actually throw exceptions, I think. I don't know. I would have done this the other way around. Let's see. So if I run this, this will throw an exception. Oh, here we go. Okay, we do have an exception. Invalid URI exception. The specified URI is malformed. Okay, this is good. So if I do this, the var dump will just display null. That's crazy. Refresh is saying both should throw an exception. I don't know. I kind of wish to control the workflow a little bit better, I'm going to tell you how do I think the API should be. Okay, I'm going to tell you how do I think the API should be, and then we are going to dive a little bit more into this to see how it goes. Okay, but this is the way I would use this. I would type this new URI, and then I would provide an invalid URI. Okay, Nuno nation. Okay, and then I think this should be just like this, or is valid or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if this is valid, then I can do whatever I want. Because otherwise, I may have to use this parse and then check if it's different from null. You have an optional try parse. Okay, apparently someone is telling me that we have an optional try parse. There is no optional try parse. I don't see a try parse on the RFC at least. Yeah, there is no try parse. Refresh is saying enum from throws an exception. Exactly. It's a static method. Static methods can and should throw exceptions. Exactly, Dan. That's what I think. The constructor should always return the object, regardless of if the URI is malformed or not. So, we're going to dive a little bit more into this, but what I do think this should work is the following. We should type new URI and then provide an URL, okay? And then we have a few things we can do. The first one is that we can call is valid to understand if it's valid. And this gives me perfect control flow, On Laravel, I can use this for Laravel validation rules and things like that. And then I can access the object to fetch the information, okay? I also think that probably this methods right here should just only return this if the current URI is valid anyways, okay? But apparently it's the other way around. Like, if this is not valid, they will throw an exception. So in theory, I have two options to understand if something is valid. Option number one, do a try catch, which sucks balls. Can we all agree on that? I think this sucks hardcore. Nobody likes to do this. Option number one. Option number two, we do this. URI parse, and then you provide URL, and then if is null, then we do control flow. Okay, basically the is valid will be equals to URI is null. Okay, if this is null, or different from null actually, then we have control flow. All right. So someone is saying, try with errors. Interesting. What is that? What is errors? Kind of messy. I agree, Canada Raz, but it's what we have. By the way, chat, we have about 90 people on YouTube, but only 50 likes. Come on, YouTube people, go all the way down and click like on this video if you are enjoying this in technical detail about this new PHP feature. Chat, let's go all the way. Let's try to understand the errors. So someone was saying that we have this errors variable. Oh my Lord. Okay, why do we have a reference here? Oh my God. Why there is a reference, man? Like, to begin with. Okay, so, well, let me guess how this works. Jesus Christ. Like, why is a reference? Like, honestly. I thought we were over with this shit. Okay, so, in theory, I need to create an array. This array needs to be empty. And then I need to use named arguments because it is literally 3 parameters. Okay, and then do this. Why are you complaining? Expression result not used in anywhere. Oh? Oh, this parenthesis was bad. Okay. And why are you complaining? Unknown named argument parameters. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what? Was there but not here. Oh, maybe it was not merged. Wait a second. Oh, there is literally a second one. What is this? With what WG? So do you guys know what is what WG different from this one? It's probably 2 different standards or 2 different norms. Okay, chat. I think we are using this second one now to see how it goes. So we just use what WG, which then doesn't exist. Wait, what? Has this been merged? 1 second, chat. Maybe this was not merged. Oh, it was merged. Okay. What the actual fuck? How was called the article we were checking? So let's type here PHP Foundation what WG. Okay, we have Laravel news. Oh, it's URL. Interesting. Not URI. Okay. Well, we back, chat. We back to the game. We back to the game. So I assume, like, if I were not to do anything like this, I still have null as return type from that. Okay, this is valid, but if I type like this video, which is not valid. This should be false. Okay, cool. But there is now this option we can use, call it errors. And I want to see what is within errors. So I believe like if I were to var dump errors with the proper URL, this will return an empty array. Cool. But if I were to do something like subscribe my channel, which is obviously not valid. Ooh, what we have here? Interesting. For each errors as error, what do I have here? Not auto completion to begin with. Okay, cool. That's not a good start. Let's do something like this. Wait, what? What is within error? Isn't like the it's a URL validation error. Okay. Let's just copy this. Well, maybe I can import it actually. Valid URL validation error. Okay, nice. And I can simplify namespace, hopefully. Yes. And now I hope to have good auto completion. Okay, I have a type, which is an enum. Nice. So I can access the type. So let's type here echo type name. I can access the context, which is the original URL, and I have failure true. What is this? Failure true? What do you mean? It can be false? What is this? If it's like fatal, okay, maybe like it's if the error is really important. Soften our errors. How you don't like exceptions with failure falsible? Reminds me when you have a 500 and then you have an error true. You know when you have a 500 with error true? I know. Davison is saying you're losing air. Dude, I changed my, how do we do this in English? My gel, my style thing. And now it's just basically wet instead of being dry, which I don't like. I need to change it. The errors are based in URL parts. That's why is an array. Okay, chat. I'm gonna tell you how I would do this. Okay. So this is how I think the API should have been to begin with. You type URL equals to new URL, basically, and then you provide URL inside. Finally, you can do something like this would actually have been cool, just errors, and then we'll return an array. Beautiful. Okay. We have as well is valid, which will be true or false. And what else would we have? And then if you would call something like get host or get schema, and there is no schema, if there is no schema, if it's not HTTP or HTTPS, basically it should throw an exception, meaning with the errors within. Because I think like this should actually call validate behind the scenes to then fetch the schema, the actual schema, you know? This is how the API should have been. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat, but this is how the API should have been. So not throw exceptions within this object, this constructor, not throw exceptions within this constructor. Just simply have a way of accessing the list of errors and simply having a way of understanding if something is valid. And finally, if I use any getter, validate everything up front. That's it. Dan is saying, and that's why you use the URL facade. Yeah, exactly. Nuno should create a new URI package. Dude, I'm tempted. No, I'm not tempted because actually Laravel comes with a new facade. Have you seen this? This is how the thing actually works good, you know? Like literally, we have this on Laravel. It really works good. I'm not saying though that this is bad behind the scenes. Maybe like the actual behavior and validation of rules is actually top solid, top notch, but the API is not top notch. The API is not top notch. I'm really sorry. All right, chat. We have anything here that's interesting? I think we might find. What is resolve? Okay, we have something called it resolve. What is resolve? Oh. So resolve is a way of changing the relative URL, but isn't that called like with... Okay, I'm confused. 1 second. So if I do something like https youtube.com/nunomaduro, okay? If I do something like this, I obviously can then type var dump URL to string to ASCII string. Wait, what? What is ASCII string? Missing schema. Oh, okay. Never mind. What is ASCII string? No idea. Anyways, to ASCII string gives me the URL, okay? So I can obviously mutate with path. This is what I want to test. With path, let's say subscribe, okay? And now I have the path subscribe changed from Nuno to subscribe. Okay, this makes sense. So now I want to know what is resolve. It's the same thing. Annoying is saying use uppercase letters on URL. That's a good point. Yeah, it just works, apparently. Someone is saying try with like special characters. Let me see. I'm gonna use this special character, you see? Right here. Oh! It gets like this, gets transformed to something that I assume it's valued by DNS providers. Nice. Which still does, I don't understand what is the difference between path and resolve, by the way. Oh my god, I was thinking that this would make a very exciting YouTube video. Just will not. Okay, additionally, URIs support a resolve method that is able to resolve potentially relative URL strings with the current object as base URL. Yeah, with path seems to be the same as resolve. So try with parameters. Good point. Well, it should just work, right? If I do something like this, you know, this should just work. Yeah, it just works. And call this query or whatever. Yeah, it just works. Adrian is saying they are aliases. But why? Why would you call something resolve? Oh no. There is also something provide by reference. I'm going to tweet about this. Like, I'm literally sick of this. Like, why we have a reference? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to tweet about this. I have to. I need to do my job. Okay. Chat, we have a responsibility. And with huge power comes huge responsibility, okay? So the new PHP 8.5 URI extension receives an argument or an array of errors by reference. I thought, oh my god, why are you doing that? I thought we were over with this kind of API. Jesus. Chat, should I tweet this? I don't even know, man. Honestly, I don't want to bash on the people who have worked on this, and I assume this got like approved by everyone. Let me see. It did. They don't mention even. Oh, thank you, CW. Appreciate it. So this is literally the only way of getting errors. Let me check this again, because I don't believe it. Like, it is. Like, what the fuck? What do you guys think about this, honestly? Like, I don't want to be called crazy. What do you guys think in general about this? Do you guys think it's just bad design, or I'm crazy? Let me know in the chat, cause I want to know your opinion about this. Maybe I'm crazy, you know. I may be crazy. I don't want to make a full drama about this, but I'm generally curious about what do you guys think. So the only way of getting errors is then we have soft errors too. What is the fucking difference? I guess it has something to do with RFC. I don't think it's nothing to do with RFC. It's just it probably, I don't know. It's just honestly confusing. Okay. Adrian is saying, I will not use this without a wrapper. Oh my god. Try catch. Yeah, I mean, you know, like the thing is that, so if you want to use try catch, you need to use the new no result type in PHP. I would love to see that. I was literally this close to actually develop my own result type library on PHP. Read the errata on the RFC. Let me see. Errata. The following paragraph is factually incorrect in RFC. Unfortunately, these algorithms sometimes have surprising behavior when modifying fails silently and the original values are kept. This sentence is added to the RFC as a result of bug in Lexpert. Therefore, the following example will trigger an invalid URL exception as opposed to what is written in the comment. Chestnut Breeze is saying the following: even though passed by reference is not a very desirable language construct, is actually the least bad option to use with errors, which can happen even if the parsing is successful. As PHP doesn't have a native support for modules, re-implementing something similar in advance would be a wise choice. Parsing result interface with re-implementation, success, partial success, and error. If successful parsing and errors were mutually exclusive. Yeah, I think that's what I'm calling with soft errors, basically, you know? Again, if there is literally 3 types of errors, I think like, well, regardless, you know, I don't think literally providing something by reference is just a good API to begin with, you know? Is never a good API. It will mutate an existing variable. That's it. So for that reason, it's already bad. Okay? Okay, let me just tweet this thing. I think I want to do that real quick. So the PHP 8.5 array extension receives an array of arguments by reference, an array of errors extension receives an array of errors by reference. So one of the methods of the PHP 8.5 array extension of the new PHP 8.5 extension receives an array of errors by reference. I thought we were over with this kind of APIs. Okay, chat, here we go. Fuck it. Let me know what you guys think. Chat, I'm gonna be honest, man. I got a little bit down by this, by seeing this, okay? Maybe there is a real reason. Maybe that's why, you know, the internal team literally accepted this because there is like a real reason. I don't see any real reason here on the RFC. At least I search reference in errors and I don't see any kind of, you know. Yep. I don't know. Feels confusing. Chat. Today we checked the current state of PHP in 2025. We also checked this new RE extension, which got me a little bit down, I'm going to be honest, because of the way I saw the API was done. We didn't went further, but we can see that obviously there's a bunch of getters, a bunch of setters as well with a with, which returns immutable objects, which is a good thing. What else? So that's positive. There are as well apparently up for serialization, which is a good thing. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Chat, do you guys have anything else to talk about? If not, it's weekend. I hope you guys have a nice weekend. Everyone celebrate the weekend with the family, and that would be really cool. Do only say the following. The internal team is just a bunch of C developers. Well, there is PHP developers there too, you know. Yeah, there is something odd here. I want to believe there is a reason which I'm not seeing it. You know, maybe there is actually a good reason that I'm not understanding. I don't know. Agent is saying, how long will you stay in Amsterdam? I will not go to Amsterdam. What do you mean? Chestnut is saying search by reference instead of reference. Well, if there is nothing on reference, why would by reference return anything? Oh, actually it's returning something. Ooh, okay, there is a reasoning. Even though passing by reference is not a very desirable language construct, is actually the least bad option when using this kind of errors, which can happen even when parsing successfully. As PHP don't have native support for monads, re-implementing something similar in advance would be an unwise choice. parsing result interface with 3 implementations: success, partial, and error. If successful parsing and errors were mutually exclusive, then it would be possible to make a method return either this, in case of success, or an array of errors. Okay, there's actually an explanation. I still think, like, we could potentially do this, like the parsing result, you know? That's not a bad... even though I think I would have done this in the way that actual failures, so actual errors, would bubble up as rare errors, and then would have warnings for the rest of it, I feel. I don't know. Let me just attach this to the... so actually, I missed it. On the RFC, there is an actual explanation to it. Well, let's do a screenshot. Here we go. One moment, chat. All right, chat. I've tweeted it, something that touches the reasoning from the RFC. Here we go. Laracon EU. I'm not sure I'm going to Laracon EU this year, man. I'm going to go to Laracon India, Laracon... what else? Laravel Live Japan for sure, but not... I won't go to Laracon EU, I think. Are you going? I'm not. Chestnuts Breeze, thank you so much for linking me to the reasoning. Appreciate. All right, chat. If we don't have anything else to talk about, I think that's it for today. Hope everyone has a nice weekend, man. You guys have been awesome supporting all my work here on YouTube, but also on Twitch. I truly love you all. That being said, I'm going to rate someone on Twitch as usual. If you haven't watched my YouTube video about the tier list of web frameworks, go check that out. Put a like on the video if you can. And yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to rate someone as usual. Close to 100 people literally watching articles with me. You guys are so awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. And Sebach, thank you so much too. Try implementing connection pooling on Laravel. We don't have that, I think. No. Chestnut Breeze, thanks, man. And Daphne, see you, man. Nice to see you. Agent, are you going? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going. I'm going to go if there is actually a good reason for it. Otherwise, I don't think, I don't think I'm going. There is anyone doing Laravel and PHP development, chat? I'm trying to search for people, but not even JavaScript today. What the fuck? JavaScript. I may have to rate like something else, not even like coding or whatever. That's weird. Oh, that is actually... no, that's a story. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Let me see. Laravel. Wasn't like Simon on? Oh, maybe it's not anymore. Okay, I see a channel with the name Canal Utopia doing Ionic and Laravel. I think I'm going to rate that one. FaceNam is saying I'm doing PHP and Laravel and learning React. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, Patricio and Co. Thanks for coming, man. Canal Utopia. Yeah, I think we are going to raid Canal Utopia. It's someone studying Laravel and Ionic. So that, might be cool. Thank you. Okay, so why doesn't it appear? Maybe it's not rateable? Fuck. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Okay, I think I'm gonna either rate nobody or let me see. Yeah, it's not. There's nobody. JavaScript. Let me see. GS. Okay, chat. I think development. Okay, there's someone doing game developing. I think I may raid this person. Yeah, let's do that. All right, chat. Good weekend, everyone. Catch you guys next Monday. Love you all. Peace out.